All righty, family. Family. Hello, 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 hello.
And we're going to just stop comment.
What a mercy. How's everybody doing? I hope everybody is doing well. This is Sunday. Getting you ready for next week. Hope everybody's getting ready. Hope everybody's having a good day. Let me see. Where's my channel? All righty. There I go. All righty, family. I hope we all having a good day. How's everybody doing? I was debating if I was coming back today or if I was going to do it tomorrow, but I figured, oh, let me just get it done today because I wanted to do part two of my part one. Yeah, I'm going to talk about what are we talking about today? Why do Black women have so much hatred for Black women? That's a good thought, huh? Well, why do we have so much hatred for our Black men? This is part two. I want to go back to that. But I got to do my introduction, right? Let me do my introduction, y'all. Oh, y'all know my introduction, right? Don't act like y'all don't know. Don't be acting brand new. Y'all know me. Y'all know this is going to be, I told y'all what's going to be my introduction from now on, right? Let me share my screen. I'm not going to be here long. I promise you. I hope. I always say that. I always say that. But then I'm here a long time. I don't mean to be, though. Okay, let me just get my little thing going so we could share my screen. Okay, you guys, y'all already know, right? I love this. Oh, say. I don't want that. Oh, say, can you see by the blood in the street that this place doesn't smile on you, colored child, whose blood built this land with sweat and their hands. But you'll die in this place, and your memory reigns. Oh, say, does this truth hold any weight? This is not the land of the free, but the home of the slave. Oh boy, I just love that. I love that. Now that right there is truth. And of course, you already know they're gonna say, "Oh my God, you're racist." Oh, shut up, whatever. Why is it people hate to hear truth? Even we as Black folk, we hate to hear truth. I was actually looking for something on my phone And I'm thinking I'm gonna try to find it. I don't know where it is, but I want to try to share it if I can. Um, Hold on, you guys. I want to see something. Hold on. This is very important. I want to show you guys. I gotta show you guys because I think we forget so often. Um, I think we really do forget, right? This is my husband's friend's page. He's amazing, but I know he put something on here, and I wanted to show you. It may not be on his page. Let me see. This is so important. Okay, I think y'all can see this. Can y'all read that? What did he say? And this is so true because I think we have forgotten. I think we've forgotten when they used to hang, right, hang black folk. It's not been that long ago, okay? But we seem to have forgotten that this even happened. So now we're saying it doesn't matter who you love, oh, you do what you want to do, marry who you want to marry, and all this crazy stuff. But I'm gonna see if you guys can see what I'm seeing. Hold on, trying to keep up with you guys. Okay, I want you guys to see this. It says, "Please don't sleep on this family. They're they are still the same people. Things are not far from this. We are still being slaughtered as a people. Scriptures say that we'll count it as sheep. We're counted as sheep for the slaughter. There is no other people from this perspective or from this mindset. We're we are dealing with the children and grandchildren of these people. Okay, I keep telling y'all that they don't have any respect or regard for the Most High nor for His people. See more. Let me just see more because this is so important. Stop allowing them to manipulate you through religion. That's how they got you here, by making you believe that you will get your reward in heaven while they get theirs right here, right now on earth. He says, "Tell me when I'm lying," in my pastor Keith Wilkins' voice. Oh Lord! But I'm just saying, this is so true. Please do not wake. Okay, this is so true, and we seem to have forgotten how powerful or how um, this stuff was just yesterday almost. And we're looking at them as best friends now, and we want to be like them, and we want to, we trade our blackness to look like them and to be like them, which is crazy because I don't want to be like nothing like them. I'm just saying, I don't care. But I want to kind of, of course, I got to do one more and then I'll go into because I don't want to be here all day, I promise you, but I got to show y'all my baby. That's my baby. And you already know that we talked to the principal and I, read off what she said. But, I was thinking about even going back up there probably Tuesday and talk to her again about it and really tell her how I'm feeling, right? But this is my baby, you guys. So my baby. Of course, we have t-shirts, shirts, mugs, my book, journal, and different things we offer, like resume writing, prepping services, prep you for interviews, mentoring, money management class, life insurance. My girlfriend sells life insurance, and she does credit repair. So, so she's actually partnered. That's her part. That's not my part. Um, so this is my baby. I already know about my little baby, right? Yes, this is my baby. It's gonna always be my little baby. So let's get back into. I didn't want to spend a whole lot of time. I just want to go through it. I'm gonna try to get through it and just read it because I think we've forgotten how we got here, and we want to blame everybody will do stuff to us and then look at us and say, "What's going on with them niggas over there?" And it's like we didn't get here by ourselves. And now I heard that they're trying to do in our children's schools, and this is why this lady does not want the men in the schools, right? She said they wanted to work or figure out their programs where they're missing it. I'm like, I want to say, I ain't gonna say what I want to say. I ain't gonna say that. I'm gonna mind my manners. I wanted to say, lady, You didn't missed it since beginning of time because you have to, have strong black men in the presence, and their presence will deter a lot of stuff that goes on in our black community or in our black homes. I'm telling you, just the presence of a black man will just deter a lot of bad behavior, right? But she wants to tell me that their little stank program, but you have a program that's not ever worked, it's not gonna work, and it will never work. And you don't even care if it's working or not. You just don't want black folk up in there. But I see where's the Muslim man, what's his name? What's that dude's name? And they was trying to get him because he wasn't, oh God, what's the man's name? He was he was a principal at one of these schools, right? And they actually fired him. They fired the dude, and he was principal. And he's not the only one they fired. They fired a couple of them. And the sad part is, I was trying to see if I found him, because I seen him this morning. I said, "Oh, I meant to save it, but I didn't think on it." Shoot, I hate when I be looking for something and can't find it. Then afterwards, when I get off my live, I'll be able to find it. But what in the world? God, I'm sorry, I'm not prepared. But I was prepared. But it's just a thought that came in my mind. I'm like, oh, I want to share that one. And it's about the principal. And it's not just that principal. It's hold on, let me see. Hold on, y'all. Y'all got to give me some time. Hold on, because I really want to share this about the principal. They got fired, and they only did it because he's black, and he was really making an impact. And he was Muslim, right? But because he's black and making an impact in these black boys, then they don't want that at all in our schools. And now I can't even find it. I can't believe this. This is so creepy. I hate this thing. This makes it got fired. This makes me so mad when I'm looking for something I can't find it. Ugh. I can't believe I can't find this. And I just saw it this morning too. Man, this makes me so sick. They just taking a one word Muslim and they really, but anyway, he was one of the principals, one of four that they fired. And they really don't want our men in the schools. And which is sad. And black folk is, I would have thought that the Muslims would have really stood up for him. Um, but they did not the way I thought, right? I'm still looking for it. I cannot. I'm gonna find this. I am gonna find it. I know y'all like Cassie, give it up. No, I don't want to give it up. I want to find it. I really want to find it. Everything that I'm looking for. I cannot believe this. Golly, I can't believe it. I cannot believe this. I can't find it. Man, I had him all. Yeah, he was on there earlier. And I wanted to bring that story to light because I think it's important when we are fighting a fight. It's good to have some other people looking out for you and helping you, a little skin in the game, right? But I can't find him. Oh well, I guess that okay, whatever. Wait a minute. Oh, I think this is him right here. Hold on, I think this is him. Yes, I think this is him. Hold on. Hold on. I'm going to play it. Hold on, you guys. I'm coming back over here so I can stop sharing for a minute, just for a minute. And I'm coming back over here. But I just want you guys to see something. Welcome, everybody. I didn't see it. Okay, hold on, you guys. I'm sorry. I didn't know everybody was here. Hey, you guys, Forecast and Ron, Pro Black, Maurice, my brother, Jay, I just want to show you guys this real quick, and then we're going to get back into the lesson because I think this is important, and it's talking about the black Muslim principal, and they've railroaded him, and he's not even allowed to teach anymore, right? He lost his job and everything. I just want you guys to see a little bit of this, if I can get it to play. Hold on.
Upon black residents in the South Side of Chicago. And now it appears that principals of the Chicago public schools are being targeted and fired. So this particular story is about that of Principal Abdul Muhammad of Lindblom Math and Science Academy. He was removed on March 31st of this year due to 82 bogus allegations from students and faculty alike. Now, he's been accused of things like buying himself computers before appropriating the funds for things that it needed to go to, which he says is false. He's got plenty of documentation to refute everything that he's been accused of. There was a student that I guess did not go to class, and her mother tracked her at a Citgo gas station. She said that she was there with the principal, which was also proven to be false, among a whole host of other things, which the principal and his legal team is saying is due to racism. Now, he started the school year in 2022, and he went into the school and cleaned house, for a lack of better words. It is said that he got rid of a beloved vice principal by the name of Karen Carpenter. Now, he also replaced her with two other vice principals, but when he replaced her, the faculty and the students did not like it, and so there was this big walkout that took place. Now, again, he went on about cleaning house and getting the school in order, really starting with the administration, the teachers, and things like that. Of course, people did not like it. He says at one particular time, there was a teacher by the name of Christina Davis, who was actually the athletic director, who was misappropriating funds, basically stealing money. He called around on it. And, she, along with other teachers, did not like it. And so there was what they call a witch hunt leveled against him. And he has, again, been removed. And so along with Father Flager of Sabina Church there in Chicago, many are asking that he be reinstated due to the racist, bogus charges that have been leveled against him. Now, some people say, well, how do you know it's racism? Well, his team, along with himself, says, well, you can go on Facebook and there's plenty of conversation about him being black and also being Muslim. And I should also say that Lindblom, the school there, is 75% black students and 90% white teachers. So to me, that's a huge problem because it runs like a plantation. So if you mix that together along with having a new black principal who is also Muslim and goes in there and cracks the whip on the administration there, of course they don't like it because it sounds like they were kind of doing their own thing, running the show and not being put in check. So you got these white teachers who don't like a black man going in there and telling them, hey, straighten up and fly right and let's do right by these children. So they found a way to get rid of him. And so I am with Father Flager and a whole host of other people. He needs to be reinstated. But the other thing is this. Parents, your children are being taught by white teachers predominantly that do not like taking directives from their black boss because that's what the principal essentially is. And so if they don't like the black man telling them what to do you think they like your black children? Because there are some parents there that are backing up what happened to Principal Muhammad, and it's not right. And that to me, that is very disgusting because y'all would rather take the word of those white teachers who was not doing right over a black man who was like, hey, let's do right by the children. And so, yeah, to me, and I'm saying to me, it does sound like a witch hunt, but that's not rare. We know that a lot of white people, especially in the school system, they don't want to be told what to do by somebody that's black. And I should also say, if I didn't already, I think I did, that 6 other principals within that school system have been fired that were black. So if that doesn't make you raise an eyebrow, I don't know what will. But we're going to see what happens here. But y'all spread the word that there in Chicago, at the helm of, Pedro Martinez, who is the CEO
Look at that.
of CPS there, They have a problem with Black authority. So y'all need to go on and tell people and stand behind those Black principals, because they're not going to stop there. They're not going to stop until the school system is all white with all Black children. And if you notice who's at the helm, it's a Hispanic man. Y'all see where I'm going with that? They want to move Hispanic people into the neighborhood, but in the Black neighborhood, I should say, they got a Hispanic man at the helm of the Chicago public schools, but they don't want Black people in positions of authority. Y'all better wake up. So y'all tell me what you think of this. And for more insightful commentary, please subscribe.
But you know what, you guys, we have to get to the point. This is a shame. Seriously. We don't stand behind anybody. That's the sad part about it. Did you see all those white teachers this was raising or teaching your children? Well, I should say raising them, because that's exactly what they're doing. They're raising our Black children. And we as Black folk, I swear, you guys, we don't care about our children, because if we did, we would do something about that. They saying that the guy over the school board is a Mexican. And you know, the Mexicans are extremely racist. We know that. This is nothing new. We know that. But what I'm saying is, when are we going to get tired of what we're seeing and do something? And nothing's going to change unless we change it. But we're going to go back to our discussion, and I'm going to help you to understand why we're where we are tonight. And everything is always connected to our past. It's always connected. And we don't seem to understand that. We seem to think it's, oh, hold on, y'all. Y'all, we seem to think it's everything else but the truth of the matter. And the truth of the matter is that they only didn't want that young man in our schools because he was protecting the children, okay? And he was keeping his, he was doing a good job, and those kids liked him. But white folk can get those, get together, and when they get together, they'll come against you, and then they'll be having you second guess everything, because them lying devils, that's what they do, and that's what they good at, right? They're just like them Hispanics. If you have them on a job, they don't like you, they'll all come against you until you're fired. And we've seen that. This is nothing new. And it just makes me so upset that Black parents don't get behind this young man. But if he was white, they'd get behind him. But it won't get behind him because, for one, he's Black, and for two, he's a Muslim. That's the only reason. Political answers to his problems. Mm-hmm. But you know what I'm saying? So let's talk about this. Let's see, why is it that we act the way we act? Why is it that Black men hate Black women hate Black men, Black women hate Black women, Black women hate our children, Black men hate Black women? What's going on here? How did it all start? Let's get to it. Let's go here. We're going to read some things, and I'm going to try to read it and stay calm. I'm lying to myself. Y'all know I'm lying, right? I'm going to try. Y'all know I'm going to try, but y'all bear with me if I don't, right? Okay, let's go ahead and share. Let's see. Because I already played my little, do I need to play my little start? No, I ain't going to tell you it again. I go and play my little Jill Scott again, but I ain't going to do it. So let's go ahead and talk about the breaking process of the African woman. This is part 2. I said it was going to be, I'm going to try to get it. We're still not even half done, but I'm going to try to read as much of it as I can and to explain it as much as I can. And if you guys, y'all have questions or whatever, put it in the chat, but we're going to try to get going, because I'm not going to be here all night, I promise you. The breaking process of the African woman. Then take the female and run a series of tests. Now, we've talked about if you saw the first half. If you've not saw the first half, I'm hoping you'll bring it together. We're talking about the Willie Lynch, and we've been talking about this just as a second part. But I need you to look at the first video to understand, so you can pull the second one together. But I think it's self-explanatory here. So they said, then take the female and run a series of tests on her to see if she will submit to your desire willingly. Test her in every way, because she is the most important factor for good economics. That's true, right? Okay. If she shows any signs of resistance in submitting completely to your will, do not hesitate to use the whip on her to extract the last bit of bitch out of her. I'm just reading what I see, okay? Take care not to kill her, for in doing so, you spoil good economics. When in complete submission, she will train her offsprings in the early years to submit to labor when they become of age. Now, see, where's the man? I didn't hear the man in there. Aren't they doing the same thing today with our men? Okay. They've separated the men from the family. So it's always the woman and the child, right? So the woman will get the child, the seed corrected. Remember that one time, this was maybe a couple years where this black woman had a son, and he was talking about, back in the day, black kids would, or adults would go out and march with King. Well, he had the Black Lives. He was out there with the Black Lives Matter. I think that's what it was. And his mom went out there and embarrassed the hell out of him. She literally darn near beat him on camera, because she didn't want him to go to be there and did to be down there. And I thought of that when I saw that, her, maintaining her son, not to get him hurt. And in the meantime, she's doing just what they're wanting her to do. And that's to keep her offspring, in line, right? Teach him how to be submissive. Teach him how not to fight for his people, but this is it's all in here. Okay, we have to understand that it was all done on purpose. Understanding is the best thing. Therefore, we should go deeper into this area of the subject matter concerning what we have produced here in the breaking process of a female nigger. Okay. We have reversed relationships. Did you hear that? We have reversed relationships. In her natural uncivilized state, she would have a strong dependency on the uncivilized nigger male, and she would have a limited protective tendency toward her independent male offspring, and would raise the female offspring to be dependent like her. Nature has provided time with this balance. Okay. We reverse natural by burning and pulling one civilized nigger apart and bull whipping the other to the point of death, all in her presence. I mean, we have to understand what is really going down. This stuff is, and then we turn around and keep passing it down from generation to generation, not really even understanding. Because how many black people, we read it, but how many black folk really read it to really understand we know about it? Some black people don't even know about it, but I knew about it. I mean, I've read it, known about it for years, but you have some black folk that have never really read it to really understand how all of it just falls into place. By her being left alone, unprotected. This is what's going on today, right? Where the men? They're not in the house because they came in the 70s and they told the men can't, the men can't be in the house. The men, we took away their jobs. We put drugs in the neighborhood. We put them in jail. Okay, and the ones that was there, they're unemployed. So guess what? We're going to dangle EBT in her face. And of course, he got to leave the house. This is all by design. You think these crackers didn't study you and understand how and what it was going to take to destroy your family? We don't even want families now. We rather have baby daddies. We don't even, I don't know. We just, whatever. Let me just read. Oh, Lord, let me just read. By her being left alone, unprotected, with the male image destroyed, the ordeal caused her to move from her psychological dependent state to a frozen independent state. Isn't that what's going on today? Okay, come on, let's finish. In this frozen psychological state of independence, she will raise her male and female offspring in reversed roles. What does that mean? Do we see that today? For fear of the young man's life. And this is what I saw this woman do to her son. She will psychologically train him to be mentally weak and dependent, but physically strong. Wow. Come on, let's go. Because she has become psychologically dependent, she will train her female offspring to be psychologically independent. Isn't that what we see today? Right? What have you got? We've got the nigger woman out front and the male behind and scared. But they want to tell you this is not real, right? They want us to believe that this is not real. Okay. This is a perfect situation for sound sleep and economics. Before the breaking process, We had to alertly on guard at all times. Now we can sleep soundly, for out of frozen fear, his woman stands guard for us. Whew. Candace. Okay, Candace Owens. We can name a few women. We can name some Black women who are head of their households, who you can see is operating just like this. Okay. He cannot get past her infant slave process. He is a good tool, now ready to be tied to the horse at a tender age. By the time a nigger boy reaches the age of 16, he is soundly broken in and ready for life's sound and efficient work and the reproduction of a unit of good labor force. Okay, we're talking about making of a slave, right? Okay, continually through the breaking of uncivilized savage niggas by throwing the nigger female savage into a frozen psychological state of independency, by killing the protective male. And that's what's going on today, but they want to tell you it's not happening. Okay, male image by creating a submissive, dependent mind of the nigger male savage. We have created an orbiting cycle that turns on its own axis forever. Unless a phenomenon occurs and reshifts the position of the female savage, we shall, what did it say? We show what we mean by example. Take the cost of 2 economic slave units and examine them closely. Okay. We breed 2 nigger males with 2 nigger females. I know y'all have a problem with that word, but it's okay. Then we take the nigger males from them, keep them moving and working. Say the one nigger female bear a nigger female and the other bears a male. Both females being without the influence of the nigger image, frozen with an independent psychological, will raise their offspring into reverse positions. The one with the female offspring will teach her to be like herself, independent and negotiable, right? We negotiate with her, through him, by her, and negotiate at her will. The one with the nigger male offspring, she being frozen with the subconscious fear for his life, will raise him to be mentally dependent and weak. And it's still going on today. Look at our boys. Look. We got grown men that don't even, you got white folk walking up to them, give me that cereal, boy. And here, look at the man, and he won't even say nothing. I seen a movie today, and it was about the Tyrone clone, right? Y'all need to see that movie. There are so many clues in that movie. You guys need to, I'm telling you, we need to wake up. And it was in the food, it was in the relaxers, it was in the juice, it was in the church. They had every area covered, and they're watching. They had like this little, for instance, you know, everybody, Black folk love chicken, right? And I'm not gonna tell all the story. I'm just tell you this one part. It was a powder that they had, right? And they thought it was flour, and they was dipping it in the chicken. And when you eat it, it made you so you was totally at their control. If they said laugh, you laughed. If they said hop, you hop. If they said fight, you fight. If they said kill, you kill. And they was using the pimps, and they was using the drug dealers to keep everybody else in line. That movie, you need to go see it if you've not seen, or you need to pull up Netflix and watch the Tyrone clone. You need to watch that. It was a good movie. Okay, let's go. We breed. Where am I at? Okay, the one with the female offspring, I think I read that, will teach her to be like herself, independent and negotiable. We negotiate with her through the him, by her, and negotiate at her will. The one with the nigger male offspring, she being frozen with the subconscious fear for his life, will raise him to be mentally dependent and weak, but physically strong. In other words, body over mind. Okay. This is what they've done. And how, and I'm gonna ask you guys, think, how do we counteract this? The only way I'm seeing that we could counteract it, we have to know it. If you don't know the steps, if you don't know what they've done, how can you reverse something that you know nothing about? You don't know anything about this. You don't know how. This was a whole human that came and told them, look, if we try this for one whole year, that this will change their behavior for the next 300 years. And it's ended up being 400 or 500, almost 500 years. Okay. Now, in a few years, when those offspring become fertile for early reproduction, we will mate and breed them and continue the cycle. How long do you think this cycle's been going on? This is good because they said, guess what? After a while, they'll automatically just do it out the blue because that's what we placed in them, right? That is good. Sound and long range comprehensive planning. And they plan for generations. You guys know that, right? Okay. We the only ones that have no plan. We the only ones have nothing in laid down for our children. We don't have legacies. We're not buying land. We're not building homes. We're not making the businesses that you are building. You're not leaving them to your children because a lot of times our children don't even want the businesses we have. Okay, they want to start fresh and new. I remember it was a time when we had family businesses and they just passed them down, and the kids automatically knew, man, dad started this. Let me just continue what dad started. And that's not true nowadays. Nowadays, kids be like, I don't want, that was my mom's business. I don't want to do that. And you're looking at them like, are you serious? If you have a clientele already, if your mom has a clientele already, she should be. I mean, you go to Chinese shop when you guys have gone. Didn't you see their kids in there eating? Or didn't you see their kids in there at the register? A lot of them sat there all day with those parents, and they were being groomed to take that business over. It's just an automatic. You don't even think about it. You just know that this business is going to be mine when mom and dad get ready to retire, right? That's not happening with our children. What are we passing down? What legacies? What are we building for the future? What codes? What are we putting in place for our babies? I'm just saying. That's a question, huh? Earlier, we talked about the non-economic good of the horse and the nigger in their wild or natural state. We talked out the principle of breaking and tying them together for orderly production. Furthermore, we talked about paying particular attention to the female savage and her offspring, orderly future planning. Then more recently, we stated that by reversing the positions of the male and the female, they've been reversing our positions since forever, you guys. And nobody knew because it was done so often. Now it's just something we just automatically do, right? They've just passed it on down from generation to generation. The woman taking care of the family, the man is not there, he's doing this over here, and the woman's running the family and she's training the children. And some of them, we've dealt with so much mental illness and so much trauma and so much rage and anger in this country that we are walking around here literally with mental illness and syndromes. Okay, we don't even understand the aspect or the impact of the 500 years or the 300 years of torture that we've gone through by them. I mean, we've had slavery, then they had Jim Crow, then they was hanging black folks like crazy. Nobody was doing anything, but this is nothing new. This has been going on since forever, you guys. And we looking at it now like it's a new wrapped candy bar. It's not new wrapped. This is just some old school stuff. Old stuff. By reversing the positions of the male and female savages, we have created an orbiting cycle that turns on its own axis forever. Did you hear that? Until this phenomenon occurred and reshifted the positions of the male and female. How are we going to reshift it if we didn't even know it exists? Because they'll tell you, there's no Willie Lynch letter. What are you talking about? And we're listening And now we see what we see, but we said, well, white folks, well, they said it's not true. You looking, what you're looking at, but you'll sit up here and let somebody that's just like somebody coming to your house and they robbing your house, and and you see, items that you had in your house, and you come and and you see it's missing, right? And you see the front door all open, and then you call the police and they said it wasn't a robbery, but you had stuff in your house, right? But it's gone now. So it's almost like they'll gaslight you. That's what I call it, gaslighting. You guys, what are you talking about? Oh my God, slavery is done. Nobody's hurting you guys. Because they're not experiencing what we've experienced, so it's not true. But they know it's true. We know it's true, but they're not going to let you know that they know that it's true. Okay? So our experts warned us about the possibility of this phenomenon occurring. For they say the mind has a strong drive to correct and recorrect itself over a period of time. Did you hear that? Your mind, it can correct itself, but come on, let's talk about it. If it can touch a substantial original historical base, and they advise us that the best way to deal with the phenomenon is to shave off the brute's mental history. Isn't that what they're trying to do now? And create a multiplicity, of phenomenal of illusions that each illusion can twirl into its own orbit, something similar to floating balls in a vacuum. So let's just act like it's not true. Let's just act like it. We're gonna act like it's nothing here, nothing to see over here. We don't know what you're talking about. You're just imagining it. You just let it go. Just let slavery go. How do you let something go that's still happening today? How do you heal from something that's still taking place today? This creation of manipulation, I hate this word, multiplicity of phenomenal illusion entails the principles of crossbreeding. The nigger and the horse, as we stated above, the purpose of which is to create a diversified division of labor, thereby creating different levels of labor and different values of illusions at each connecting level of labor, and the result of which is the severance of the points of original beginnings for each fear illusion. Okay? Since we feel that the subject matter may get more complicated as we proceed in laying down our economic plan concerning the purpose, reasons, and effect of crossbreeding horses and niggers, we shall lay down the following definitional terms for future generations. Do you see what I'm saying? They are always planning. I'm hot, you guys. I got to take this out. They are always planning something for generations, right? We look up and they putting in stuff place. Even now, Biden is putting stuff in place for the future generations, right? They already know they're done. They already know that they're not going to be here, but they need somebody else that's going to keep them Negroes down, right? And they know to put them Mexicans over us. Now, we've been here longer than them, and they are actually bringing in Hispanics and bringing in illegals to be over you. That you're going to have to go to them for jobs. But we've been here, but we're not. But this is the sad part about it. We're not doing anything to counteract that. Here's when we need to be building our own, okay? Separating from them. I don't care what y'all say. I still believe in total separation. Let them, just like in what was it? They said in Mississippi, I think, where they said that you can't vote in. I've heard this, but I don't know how true it is. They said that they have a law now that they're putting in place where they're not allowing Black folk to vote in their person. They want to appoint the person in, right? That's what I heard now. This was recent that there was a law on the books now that's what they're trying to do. They don't want the Black folk. They're going to always make sure that no Black folk is going to be appointed over them. They rather have the Spanish folk because they can control them. Okay. So since we feel that the subject, hold on, no. Okay, let's go down here. Orbiting cycle means a thing turning in a given path. Okay. Hold hold on, let me see. That was the definition terms for future generations. Okay, axis means upon which or around which a body turns. Phenomenal means something beyond ordinary conception and inspires awe and wonder. Manipulicity means a great number, and fear means a global. Okay. Six, crossbreeding niggas means taking as many drops of good white blood and putting them into. Okay. Okay. I want you guys to hear this. I need you guys to hear this. Okay. Crossbreeding niggas means taking as many drops of good white blood and putting them into as many nigga women as possible. You know what they doing now? Okay. Now we see our men sleeping with a whole bunch of strange women, right? Okay. What do you think those babies? Who do you think those babies? If those babies, usually babies or men will marry women that look like their moms. So as far as the boy babies, they'll probably get with a white who has a white mom will probably stick because they can choose black or white side, right? Most of those mixed baby chooses to the white side, right? So what they're gonna do? They're gonna wipe them out because white folk know that they need us to survive, and we are helping them big time right now because they're not reproducing. So they're having babies with our women and men, using them as incubators to keep them alive. So what they're going to do is marry those babies into a white family. 3 generations of white, and you've just whited yourself out. You guys don't know that, do you? 3 generations, you're done. And we don't even understand. We don't even care that that's what we're doing because we don't like ourselves. So if we can white ourselves out, then we'll do it, no problem. That's hatred of yourself. That's a self-hating Negro. That's a self-hating man and a woman. That because we hear it all the time. A woman have me a baby by a white man. Haven't we heard that? What is that? Where did that come from? Let me read it again. Crossbreeding niggas means taking as many drops of good white blood, that's what they say, and putting them into as many nigger women as possible, varying the drops by various tones that you want, and then letting them breed with each other until circles of colors appear as you desire. What this means is this: put the nigger and the horse in the breeding pot, mix some ashes and some good white blood. And what do you get? You get a multiplicity of colors. Ass backwards. Unusual niggers running tied to backward. It has long head mules. The production of itself, the other sterile. Okay. This is crazy, you guys. These people think, oh my God, the thinking pattern, the way they think, and we don't even understand what's going on even now. We got so many black men and women that are so angry and so mad with each other. And I don't even think we even know why. You know how it's been a generational fight amongst 2 families, and that fight has gone on for so long. You eventually get to the place where you be like, I don't even know what we're fighting for. Because somebody will ask you, well, what happened? What back in the day? I don't know. When I was little, Aunt Sarah and cousin so and so, they were just, or the Lewis family and the Bennett family, or they just was fighting each other. I don't know what happened. And they continue that fight for generations, and nobody even knows where that fight came from. That's sad. Forecast. I'm reading you say a lot of us you know what? A whole lot of us might be clones. I don't put it past them crackers. I don't put past nothing past them crackers. Okay, let me finish reading. It says the one constant, the other dying. We keep the nigga constant, for we may replace the mule for another tool. Both mule and nigga tied to each other, neither knowing where the other came from and neither productive for itself nor without each other. So that means you gotta, what is that saying? One of the constant, the other dying. We keep the nigga constant, for we may replace the mule for another tool. Both mule and nigga tied to each other, neither knowing where the other came from, and neither productive for itself nor without each other. Okay. Crossbreeding completed for future servants. From their original beginning, we must completely annihilate the mother tongue of both the new nigger and the new mule and institute a new language that involves the new life's work of both. Language as a particular institution, it leads to the heart of a people. The more a foreigner knows about the language of another country, the more he is able to move through all levels of that society. So it's languages. It's like they still have a secret language. It's still some things that we don't know that they know, that we don't even know how we. It's things that ways that they think that we don't even know how to think. This is how you are understood that whose children they really are, because they say stuff and they on their little platforms and stuff, and some of this stuff, some of this codes, we have no clue what they're talking about. I'm thinking back on what's that dude's name that they said that he killed a police officer, and before that fight, I don't know his name. The name will come up. They said before the fight in got started that the police officer called a code word. Right, he got on his radio, whatever, and called a code. He had a whatever. I cannot even remember what it was, but that was a signal. And the guy used to be in NFAC, but I cannot even remember his name right now. But he is still on those murder charges, and I hope we have not forgotten about him. I can't even remember his name. That's the sad part about it. I hate that, but it's gonna come to me. But he did believe that he was going to die that night, so he was literally fighting for his life. But they're not going to think about it like that. They're going to just say, "Oh, you killed a police officer," and come with all kind of reason why he needs to die now. But we have to, here again, we have to support our own. We have to support situations like that. But we won't. We'll just sit there and see him die, and be like, well, not my child, but it could be. But then if it's your child, then you want everybody to help you with yours, right? Help your child with his situation, but you don't want to help anybody else. But that's how Black folk are. We just need to stop. We can do so much better. It's so many of us that if we decide to come together, we can stop this shit today. We can stop all of this right now, right here. If we would come together globally, and I'm talking about worldwide. You remember when what that boy named George Floyd got killed, and everybody globally, they were standing in Africa, they were standing all over the globe, they were standing up for Black people, right? If that was a great time for us to get it together right then and there, but we didn't. But I guess we'll get tired eventually, huh? Well, let's keep on. Therefore, if the foreigner is an enemy of another country, to the extent that knows the body of the language, to that extent is the country's vulnerability to attack or invasion of foreign culture, right? For example, you take a slave, if you teach him all about your language, he will know all your secrets, okay? This is why they have those secret languages. You're not going to tell me they don't have no code words that they use that only they know. And he is, and they said, and he is then no more a slave, okay? You can't fool him any longer. Of being a fool is one of the basic ingredients of an incident to the maintenance of the slave system. Did you hear what I just read? Being a fool is one of the basic ingredients. This is why Black folk, foolish as we are, keep voting for Democrats, keep doing the same stuff over and over, over and over. They get you with the same stuff every year. Now, August, they cranking this thing up because we vote in what, November, right? November 2024. Now they getting down. They working this thing, right? We're gonna fall for the same old shit we fell for Trump. When everybody said, oh my God, now you had Trump in office for 4 years, right? So these folks came and told you, well, if you get Trump another 4 years, y'all ain't gonna put you back in slavery. So you guys looked at that, and I heard black folks saying this, and I'm like, wait a minute, what have you ever gotten from the Democrats? I'm just saying. We keep doing dangling this carrot, and we keep running after the same carrot, and we've been running after this carrot for a long time, and we never get it. And now they're gonna come up with something else. I promise you, they're gonna come up with something else that's gonna keep most black folk voting for Biden again. Because I had my husband's cousin, they Biden lovers. We gonna vote for him again. I'm looking at them like, y'all niggas, y'all just love abuse. The more a person abuses you, the more you care about them, the more we just love them. You know what I'm saying? The more they do for you, the more you love them, the more they just, I'm like, come on. When do we get to the place where we can do our own? We can totally separate, start buying land. We can have our own government. We don't have to listen to them. We don't have to have them on top of us. Let them go over there. Just like wasn't that Mississippi, they were splitting and they had they want their own little town, their own little government. Let them do that. Black folks should have been building. They should have had their own. When the white folks came to y'all and said, hey, we're gonna have our own little city over there. Y'all said, well, okay, we're gonna do the same. We got it over here. Nobody should have been mad about that. But black folk would get mad because white folk want to separate from them. What is going on here? What's really going on? They're doing you a favor. Just like with this affirmative action, I do believe that they're doing black people a favor. And black folk look like they got some nerves. They don't want to, they never wanted to be around us. Never. And now they're showing you, and black folk mad. You got to be kidding. Y'all crazy. This is a time for y'all to grow, honey. Okay, come on. Therefore, if the foreigner, did I read that? I read that. For example, you take a slave. If you teach him all about your language, he will know all of your secrets, and he is then no more a slave, right? And you can't fool him any longer. Listen, of being a fool is one of the one of the basic ingredients of the incidents of the maintenance of the slavery system. For example, if you told a slave that he must perform in getting out our crops, and he knows the language well, he would know that our crops didn't mean our crops, and the slavery system would break down. That's what's going on today. When they say people of color, black folk seem to believe that they're speaking about them. They're not speaking. And this is what I mean by when you talk about the code words, when they say, oh, people of color, or when they have, the Constitution and they say, we the people. They're not talking about your black behind you. Still a slave when they made the Constitution. Come on, you guys. We got to get to understand their language. We're going to read a little bit about the art of war. We need to understand what's really going on and really learn some of their code words in order to understand what they really saying. Because I don't think we really understand what they really saying when they say, because we always believe, oh, colored people, and we start saying colored people. What in the world? We call ourselves colored people, right? Okay, let's keep going. Okay. And the slavery system would break down, for he would relate on the basis of what our crops really meant, right? So he'd stop planting because he knew you didn't mean our crops. So you have to be careful in setting up the new language, for the slave would soon be in your house talking to you as man to man. Listen, and that is death in our economic system. In addition, the definition of words or terms is only a minute part of the process. Values are created and transported by communication through the body of the language. A total society has many interconnected value systems. All these values in the society have bridges of languages to connect them for orderly working in the society. But for those language bridges, those many value systems would sharply clash and cause internal strife or civil war. The degree of the conflict being determined by the magnitude of issues or relatives opposing strength in whatever form. Okay, you have to understand, even in the Minahan report that we talked about, Forecast talked about on one time in his show. I think I've talked about it maybe a couple of years ago. But this is what they do. They said, do not promise them anything. Never. This is why you hear people get up and they talk about everybody else but Black people. They never say, well, we're going to do this for Black folk. We're going to do this. We never hear that ever, because they told them never promise them anything, because they can't say, well, you promised us blah 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 blah. You have to understand how they think, right? For example, if you put a slave in a hog pen and train him to live there and incorporate in him to value it as a way of life completely, isn't that what they did to us? Same thing. The biggest problem you would have out of him is that he would worry you about provisions to keep the hog pen clean or partially clean, or he might not worry you at all. On the other hand, if you put this same slave in the hog pen and make a slip and incorporate something in this language whereby he comes to value a house more than he does his hog pen, you got a problem. Boy, these folks, man, oh boy, it's very exhausting keeping up with them. They are so toxic, and the way they think is just, oh God. I don't even know if Black folk know how to think like that. Do we really know how to think like that? I don't think we know how. Their thinking is so, and this is what they've put in place, and it's been in place for 500 years almost right now. This is disgusting. We still think like this. We still see this today. 400 years ago, 300, 400, almost 500 years ago, they put this stuff in place, and it's still impacting us today. Okay. Whereby he comes to value a house more than he does his hog pen, you got a problem. He will soon be in your house. Let's think about this. Dear Black Americans, after all of these years and all we have been through together, we think it's inappropriate. It's appropriate for us to show our gratitude for all you have done for us. We have chastised you, criticized you, punished you, and in some cases even apologized to you, but we have never formally nor publicly thanked you for your never-ending alliance and support for our, oh God, please. Anyway, I'm just reading this stuff. Y'all already know it's hogwash, okay? This is our open letter of thank you. We will always be in your day. Ain't that something? Who wrote this? You built this country, and we're responsible for the great wealth we will enjoy today upon your backs, laden with the stripes we sometimes had to apply for disciplinary reasons. You carried our nations. And this what? Wait a minute. Remember DeSantis? He said Black folk. He said, slave. We benefited from slavery. DeSantis, did he say Black folk benefited from slavery? That's what he said, right? Who fixes their mouth to say that? I wish his ass could be a slave for a whole 20 years. Let's see how he benefits from it. Oh man, some of the stuff that come out of their mouth is just ridiculous. We thank you for your diligence and your tenacity, even when we refuse to allow you to even walk in our shadows. You followed close behind, believing that someday we will accept you and treat you like men and women. I'm reading what they said. This is how they really feel. You can take it or leave it. I'm just saying. We publicly acknowledge Black people for raising our children, attending to our sick, preparing our meals while we were occupied with the trappings of the good life. Even during the time when you found pleasure in your women and enjoyment in seeing your men lynched, maimed, burned. Some of you continue to watch over us and our belongings. Are you are we listening to this? But where's the lie? Where's the lie? We simply cannot thank you enough. Your bravery on the battlefield, despite being classified as three-fifths of a man, was and still is outstanding. Hey, come on. We often watched in awe as you went about your prescribed chores and assignments, sometimes laboring in the hot sun for 12 hours to assist in realizing our dreams of wealth and good fortune. Now that we control at least 90% of all resources and wealth of this nation, we have Black people to thank the most. We can only think of the sacrifices you and your family made to make it all possible. This is what they're saying. Come on. You were there when it all began, and you were still with us today. Ain't this time protecting us from those Black people who have the tenacity to speak out against our past transgressions? Oh boy, I can't take this. Oh my God. Thank you for continuing to bring 95% of what you earn to our businesses. Where's the lie, family? Thank you for buying our Holly Hilfigers, Karen, Kareem's, Nikes, and all other brands you so adore. Your super rich athletes, entertainers, intellectuals, and business persons, both legal and illegal, exchange most of their money for our car, jewelry, home, and clothing. What a windfall they have provided for us. Are you guys listening? Okay. The less fortunate among you spend all they have at our neighborhood stores, enabling us to open even more stores. Sure, they complain about us, but never do anything to hurt us economically. Oh boy. Let me read that again. Sure, they complain about us, but never do anything to hurt us economically. Allow us to thank you for not bogging yourself down with the business of doing business with your own people. Okay, allow us to thank you for not bogging yourself down with the business of doing business with your own people. We can take we can take care of that for you. We just keep doing business with us. You just keep doing business with us. It's safer that way. Besides, everything you need, we make anyway. Mm. Even kente clothes, whatever that is. We just continue to dance. You just continue to dance, sing, and distrust and hate one another. Have yourself a good time. And this time we'll take care of you. It's the least we can do considering all that you've done for us. Heck, you deserve it, Black people, for all your labor which created our wealth, for your resisting the message of troublemaking Blacks like Washington, Delaney, Garvey, Bethune, Tubman, and Truth, for fighting and dying for our battlefield. We thank you. Isn't that something? And we really thank you for not reading about the many Black warriors that participated in the development of our great country. We thank you for keeping it hidden from the younger generation. Thank you for not bringing such glorious deeds to our attention, for allowing us to move into your neighborhoods. We will forever be grateful to you for you unceasing desire to be near us and for hardly ever following through on your threats due to our lack of reciprocity, and equality. We thank you so much. We also appreciate your, oh my God, you guys, this is horrible. We also appreciate your acquaintances to our political agendas, for abdicating your own economic self-sufficiency, and for working so diligent for the economic well-being of our people. You are real troopers. And even though the 13th, 14th, and 15th Amendment were written for you, and many of your relatives died for the right described therein, you did not resist when we changed those Black rights to civil rights and allowed virtually every other group to take advantage of them as well. Black people, you are something else. Your dependence upon us to do the right thing is beyond our imagination. Irrespective of what we do to you and the many promises we have made and broken, but this time we will make it right. We promise. Trust us. And some folk will, because they're going to put Biden's ass back in the office. Tell you what, you don't need your own hotels. You can continue to stay in ours. You have no need for supermarkets when you come, when you can shop in ours 24 hours a day. Why should you even think about owning your own banks? You have plenty now. And don't waste your energies trying to break into manufacturing. You work hard enough in our fields. Relax, have a party. We'll sell everything you need. And when you die, we'll even bury you at a discount. How's that for gratitude? Finally, the best part, you went beyond the pale and turned over your children to us for their education. Let me read that apart in case you missed it. Finally, the best part, you went beyond the pale and turned over your children to us for their education. With what we had taught them, it's likely they will continue in a mode similar to the one you have followed for the past 45 years since school desegregations. When Mr. Lynch walked on the banks of the James River in 1712 and said he would make us a slave for 300 years, and it's been 500 years, little did he realize the truth in his prediction. Just 13 more years and his promise will come to fruition. Oh, this was a little later, but with 2 generations of your children having gone through our education system. Hold on, let me go back. But with 2 generations, it's probably more than that now, of your children having gone through our education system, we can look forward to at least another 50 years of prosperity. Things could not be better. It's all because of you. For all you have done, we thank you from the bottom of our hearts, Black Americans. You're the best friends any group of people could ever have. Sincerely, all other Americans. Few Americans, Black or white, recognize the degree of which early African American history is a maritime history. W. Jeffrey Bolster shatters the myth that the Black seafaring in the age of sail was limited to the Middle Passage. Hold on, let me see. What's this? Hold on. I ain't gonna read that. That's gone. I'm not gonna read that. Did you hear that? You guys need to. I'm so serious. This is. I am speechless. I don't even know what to say. I'm never speechless. But where was the lie in India? They thanked you for you allowing them to educate your children. They said thank you. This is disgusting. This is disgusting. And like they said, and even though the 13th, 14th, and 15th Amendments was written for you, and many of your relatives died for the rights described therein, you did not resist when we changed those Black rights to civil rights and allowed virtually every other group to take advantage of them as well. Where's the lie? Where's the lie? Are they lying? Where's the lie? Where is the lie? Where's the lie? This is sad. This is sad. They are thanking you for not building, not having your own stores, for continuously to allow spending your money with them. They even thanked you for not even supporting your own people. Ain't that sad? They even thanked you for giving me your children. Thank you. You gave us your children for 2 generations. I think it's like 3 generations, right? 3 generations now. Because we started going to the mixed SKUs, right? But then I think, and then you just saw where the majority are all white teachers on purpose. You guys don't understand that, do you? That's a code for them. They came against that black man, the Muslim guy, Mr. Muhammad. They came against him educating his own babies because he was making a difference. He was doing too good. Oh no, we got to get rid of that nigga. We got to get rid of him. He's stopping them boys from going to prison. He's stopping them boys. And then you got other black folk that's working against him. But they thanked you for it. Thank you for working against your own. Thank you for working in our fields and not building your wealth. Thank you for supporting our businesses. Thank you for not separating from us. Thank you for not having your own warehouses. Thank you for not having your own stores. Thank you for moving into our neighborhoods. Thank you for allowing us to educate your children. They just thank you. They just thanked you here. Thank you for not building your banks because we have enough of our banks. Keep your money in our banks. Why do you need your banks? Where's the lie? This is sad. You just continue to dance, sing, and distrust and hate one another. That's what they said. Just keep doing business with us. It's safer that way. And we believe that. Because you know, in any time it's anything dealing with them, they're always going to take every opportunity to turn our children away from their own culture. DeSantis already called you servants. He said, you're not slaves, you were servants. You enjoyed it. And did you hear anybody did anybody say anything when he said, oh, slaves really, they really prosper. Man, that was the best thing for black people going into slavery. Did you hear any black folks say anything? Slavery was good for y'all. We never say anything, no matter what they do. Now they're teaching your children LGBT, and you still ain't saying nothing. But they said, thank you for allowing us to educate your children. Thank you. We appreciate that. Oh, God. I don't know what to say. I'm done. I don't even know what to say. Let me play my Jill Scott. Y'all hold on. Let me just one more time, y'all. I got to get it. Y'all know I love it.
Can you see by the blood in the streets that this place doesn't smile on you, colored child, whose blood built this land with sweat and their hands. But you'll die in this place, and your memory erased. Oh, say, does this truth hold any weight? This is not the land of the free, but the home of the slave.
Do we understand what she just said? You had black folk mad about that. Where was the lie? Black folks should be mad as hell right about now. And we don't even have it in us to get mad. That's why I'm going to tell you, when you saw that movie Cloned, it's got to be something in our food. It's got to be. I don't know why it'll fix some and some it don't. Some people are just as happy and they just as, oh my God, they just as happy as they want to be. Then you have some that's like, I'm coming, I'm done. I'm done. What else is there to say? What else is there to say? What are we going to do different? What are we going to do? That letter should go viral. They literally thanked you for being who you are, for doing absolutely nothing. They thanked you for not buying your own land, for not supporting your own black. And they know they did it on purpose. We just don't know they did it on purpose. We just been so used to not supporting our own, we don't see nothing wrong with it. We just gonna keep on giving the Chinese that come in our neighborhood, who America gave them money to come into your neighborhood. They wouldn't give you a bank loan, but they gave money to them. They gave money to them to come into our neighborhoods. And then they don't know how to treat you, and you still go to them. You still don't have sense enough to be like, I'm gonna run you out. And we're gonna come together, pull our monies together, and create our own banks, create our own grocery stores, corner stores, mom and pop shops. Remember that? You see them killing you, you won't even create your own doulas, midwives, birthing centers. We see the problems, but we'll take chances with them every freaking time because we don't want to take a chance with our own. How sick is that? How disgusting is that? We don't care. You're not going to tell me we care about our children. We literally don't. We don't give a dang on about our children. As long as white folks say it's okay, it's okay. Welcome, Curry. As long as white folk tell you it's okay, it's okay. They can do whatever they want to your children. They can put them in dresses. They won't allow the men in. Since when? Why was the program? Why was that going to be a problem for the men to go into the school in my area? Why did she say no? Why do you think? They don't want no black men up there. What? Black men? Are you serious? That's going to make a difference. We can't make a difference. That's going to stop some stuff. We really need them inside of the jails, of the prisons. What did I read that they said they're going to take out? Who did Forecast? I think Forecast was telling me about something like that. That they're getting ready to take the libraries out and put detention centers. What the? What? Are we ever going to have a problem with anything that they do to our babies? We don't want to hurt white folk feelings. We're going to just continue letting them educate our babies. Maybe one day they'll have a heart. Maybe they'll have mercy on our babies. They just told you, thank you for allowing us to educate your children. Thank you. They have had a field day with our children. 3 generations. It's not just 2 generations, it's 3 generations. It's 3 generations now. And they're getting ready to get full. And we don't see nothing wrong with it. We complain, and they said you'll complain, but you'll do nothing about it. And they right. We'll complain about it, but when it really comes down to us doing something, we're not going to do anything about it. We're going to continue allowing white folk to raise our babies, to educate our children, and then they're going to keep looking at you, saying, what's wrong with y'all? We'll never have no respect because we won't do anything to free ourselves. We still waiting on white folk to free us. We won't plant our own food. We won't get our own water companies. We won't do anything that we know that we need to build a legacy for our children. We're going to leave this mess to our grandchildren. Are we serious? Our children's children? We're going to leave this right here to our children's children. This is disgusting. And shame on you for not wanting, not even having a mindset to want to do something different. We should be building like crazy right about now. We should be building like crazy. Pooling our monies together because you can't do it by yourself. That one family that had those 100 acres of land, we should have been helping them to build that up. And black folk, well, it ain't my land. It could have been. It could have been. We don't hear anything about them, which is good. Keep them out of the news. Keep them off of white folk mind. I'm just saying. They probably not, but I'm just saying. I'm just saying. It's just whatever. We got to care. We got to care. We don't care about nothing. Whatever they do is fine. No matter what. It's time for us to start building. It's time for us to care. It's time for us to do something different. We have to unlearn everything they've taught us. And you have to understand how dangerous they are. And that's the key. They have taught you, they have led you to believe that we're not dangerous. Slavery's done. We care. I could be your best friend. You'll never be theirs. But they'll be yours. But every chance they get, did you hear what we read? Every chance we get, you can't miss an opportunity to tear them niggas down. Every chance you get, you practice this for 1 year. How do we unlearn it? You first have to understand that you're still a slave. What did she say? We have to understand that we're still slaves. We have to care about our brothers in the justice system. That justice system needs to be torn down. It's more black folk in jail, and it's more, they say it's more of them, right? But it's more our men in jail who will never reproduce anything because you can't reproduce with another man. And they're making them down low. You've been in jail. You're in jail for 5 years. You think you celibate all that time? I worked in jail. They'd be up there getting busy, come down to visiting hall and got their mouth all on their wives. And their mouth on something else upstairs. Because I used to see it. I'm done. I hope we get mad enough to want to change some things. I hope we get mad enough and we see what they're doing. We see they're through the BS. And we start accepting the Caribbean brothers and sisters. And we have to get to the place where we're all one. African Americans, Caribbeans. We got to come together. Because globally, we can change all of this globally. We can trade with each other, amongst each other, globally. We don't ever have to give them another dime of our money. But will we do the work? Do we want to do the work? Will we ever do the work? Because it's going to take us pulling our monies together and supporting our own, each other. But they just told you, thank you for not supporting your own. Thank you for continuously giving us your money because you've made them rich. We have made white folk rich. And it's so sad. Some of us get reparations. We will give it back to them instead of creating stuff right now to be able to do what we need to do with later. We won't even start creating now. We'll turn around and get that money right back to them. You will, not me, because I already know what I'll do with mine. It won't be spent in America. I guarantee you that. I guarantee you that. Let me get my hands on some money. We have to come up with a plan. We have to come up with generational moves that's gonna set our children up. We're not even trying to set our children up. We're not even trying to set our babies up. Why? The mindset. They got you so believing in them, trusting only in them. That's what the plan was, right? We want them to only trust us for every breath that you take, every morsel of food. You trust only us. Them. That's what they said. We want them to trust only us. That's what they want we don't even look to each other for help. They want us looking for them for everything. And they say it's dangerous. It's very dangerous if you're looking to people that don't like you, that's still hanging you today, that's still beating you to death, shooting you in the street, letting a dog maul you. Did you just see that the other day? The man is kneeling and the man let the dog off on him. What we do that at? These people have these are Satan's seed. Y'all not gonna tell me that these people, who comes to kill, steal, and destroy? Whose seeds are those? It's only one person I know who comes to kill, steal, and destroy. And we sit up there and look at his seed, and we have sex with his seed, and we have babies by his seed. And we're recreating his seed. We're helping him to stay alive. Your enemies. That's how delusional we are. We are helping them to survive. We know that they're not reproducing, but do we care? No, Master Kazai's gonna help you. Here, take my seed. Here, use my body. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what's it gonna take. I don't know what's it gonna take. Anybody got something they need to say? I'm gonna put it in the link. If anybody have anything they want to say, come on, join me. If not, I'm done. I'm done. Because I think we've said enough. That last little part got me. When they thanked you for allowing them to mistreat you. They thanked you for giving your babies to them. For not establishing your own banks, your own cities, your own defense. We let them destroy everything. Oh, excuse me. A lot of it, we gave it to them. A lot of it we gave to them. We gave them 200. We had over 200 cities. We had over 200 cities. And we thought, we let everything go. Our schools go. Because we used to educate our own babies. Do you think our children would be the way they are if we had still been educating our own babies? Put it in chat. Do you think our babies would have been the way they are today if we had continued to educate our own babies? Well, I'm done. I'm going to let you guys go and enjoy your rest of your Sundays. I just wanted to get this part 2 out. And I hope I have said something here tonight to put a little fire up under you, to want to make you do something different. I hope and pray that we'll begin to put things in place for our babies. You're right, they wouldn't be. They wouldn't be. Our babies would be totally different. Because what we were told not to do, we did it. We came together with them. And we allowed them demons and devils to educate to get their hands on your baby's minds, your precious, precious, precious babies. We allow people that had an issue with the black man as their pastors, who have an issue with the black man as their principals, who had an issue with the black man, period. We went to the restaurant Friday. My husband's sister had a birthday party, right? I had it on video. It was one of his nephews was standing there. He's like maybe, in his 40s, I guess 35, 40, somewhere up in there. And he was standing and he was talking to my husband, right? My husband was sitting at the booth and he was standing there and he was talking. And in back of him, it was a white man and his family, right? And I'm sitting like, so I could see the white man. I'm looking at him, how he's looking at my nephew, right? My husband's nephew, some nephew. So I'm looking at this man and I'm just like, and I had it on camera because I showed my husband when we got in the car. I think I erased it. But that dude was like, he never took his eyes. My nephew was talking about this new position that he got, and was talking to my husband about it. And the man was, I guess he was looking at, my nephew took his little phone out and he was looking at the phone and he was trying his best. Boy, the way, if looks could have killed, my nephew would have fell dead right then and there. I'm telling you, the looks that this man, not knowing anybody is watching you, just know somebody's always watching. Just know that, okay? Not knowing that somebody's watching him, the looks that he had on his face was horrible toward my nephew. It was horrible. And I'm just sitting there looking. I was waiting on him to get eye contact, right? Because I want him to know I'm looking right at you, right? I see all of that, right? But it was in that show. Of course, I had my phone. Okay, I had my little phone up, and I was recording him because I wanted my husband to see how he was looking at him, right? And my husband looked. He was like, "Wow, people don't even understand how much they hate us, and they hate you and don't even know why. They don't even have a reason to hate you, but we know why, because it said they have a perpetual hatred for you, right? Continuously, just like they continuously teach you how to self-hate. They have a continuous hatred for you, and you have a continuous hatred for yourself." But I'm telling you, I do appreciate you guys for coming. Thank you. I don't know if I'm gonna be back. Probably maybe Thursday. No, probably not until Friday. I'm thinking Friday or Saturday. We'll see. Or Sunday. But we'll see. I don't know. We'll see. I need to be consistent. I know, and I probably need to come on more because I was trying to grow my channel, but it's all good. But thank you. I appreciate you guys for coming through. Y'all have a great week. Okay. Keep your head on swivel. Be careful. I have one question. You know how when people, I am gonna go. You know how when people, my girlfriend was traveling, and on her Facebook page, everybody goes, "Hey, be careful." She's traveling, right? And I'm like, why are you guys telling her to be careful? Where she's leaving America, so she should be telling you guys to be careful. She should be telling them to be careful, right? But all her friends, everybody on her YouTube or Facebook says, "Be careful, enjoy your trip." And I'm like, y'all need to be careful because she's leaving America. She's gonna be fine. Y'all stuck in America, and they got y'all believing that this is the safest place for y'all. That all these other countries is so horrible. When you go to these other countries, you look and you be like, man, this is cool. Got you scared out your wits when you go and travel to different other countries. But it's nothing like what they say. So I told her, I said, girl, shoot, you need to tell them they need to be careful. You still in America. I'm gone. But I am gone. I'm done. I've done enough. I've said enough. So I appreciate everybody. Y'all have a good night. Peace, family. And we out.